So, yeah, just introduce myself. My name is Christoph. I'm one of the co-founders from Nigma Galaxy. We just switched our name just recently from Team Nigma to Nigma Galaxy. About me, I was in the past the esports lead for BMW. I think I can say I just convinced him to enter esports back then. Then I used to work for Team Liquid as well, yeah, and now I'm the co-founder of Nigma Galaxy. Just before we coming to the brand side of things, just giving you a small overview. So we started our journey almost 2 years ago, and yeah, we are basically the first four guys you can see. It's basically our co-founders. The placements in the bottom are based on prize money winning. So these five guys kind of won 20 million US dollars together. So and basically when we started our journey it was like the first four played for Team Liquid, so one of the biggest esports organization on the globe, and obviously our idea was, and their idea was, they just wanted to try something new, and all of them, the first four guys, they are shareholders also from our company. We kind of copied a bit a model from an esports team called Astralis, so obviously a bit more motivation if they play better. Yes, it's better for the company, obviously. So yeah, we started our journey almost 2 years ago. Um, and also just recently expanded into a lot of games. So the guys before they're playing Dota. Now we in Counter-Strike, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile, Free Fire, BGMI is basically the PUBG Mobile of India. We have another Dota team in Southeast Asia. We are now in Wild Rift and also in Valorant. And as you can see, we also have some female teams. So also from a game perspective, we entered games basically, it's a bit connected to the market. So Europe here, it's really PC heavy. I'm a PC gamer by my own, right? For me, it's like I don't have a single game on my mobile phone. It's nothing for me. I just grew up with playing computer games. So, but if you look at other regions, we have one of the best, the best PUBG Mobile team in the Middle East. That's also where we're based. So our headquarters is in Abu Dhabi, but we also have, like, let's say, a bootcamp facility in the Netherlands, but also in the Philippines and in Singapore, where our teams actually, play and train. Just coming to our core strategy and a bit more to the brand side of things. So obviously, our goal was to establish like a new global esports brand, which is not that easy, but it's really dependent on the player base you have. Our players are global superstars, right? They won the World Cup. Sadly, yeah, the last World Cup we played just second place, but I think second place is also good. So, and our focus is on, let's say, premium non-endemic brands. What does it mean for us, right? The first thing is we're not accepting betting and alcohol brands for us. That's a pure no-go. There are two reasons for that. On the one side, we are in the region and especially in the Middle East, right? It's just not accepted, right? Alcohol and betting are really critical things. And on the other hand, I think for my own, it's not good to promote betting and alcohol to our young audience, right? I mean, obviously for some other teams, also this kind of brands, obviously the sponsorship tickets are quite big, right? So obviously it's interesting, but for us, it's a pure no-go. And if I would accept it, I can tell you the next time I would be not part of the company anymore. That's basically how it works. So, and there are also other things we're connecting to that. We are in conversations with obviously like energy drink brands, insurance companies, banks. So, and it's really important for us that we sticking to our values, right? And also make, let's say, our audience happy. As you know, esports events are really critical, right? And it's really easy to get a shitstorm. It's the same also when it comes to our jersey. So, for example, on our jersey at the moment is blue and purple, and we talked to a brand, and they really wanted their logo in a really flashy green color on our jersey. Obviously, it never would look good, right? And I think, and in the end, it was a deal breaker, but that's fine for us. Obviously, we are in a bit on a luxury position because in the market where we are at the moment, that's the Middle East where our main focus is. I can say we are the only team that competes internationally out from the region, right? So, it's a growing region. I would say it's like Europe 5 years ago. So everything is new, everything is developing. Obviously, we have a lot of chances, and obviously, I mean, we're in a really good position, and that's also we just I mean, 6 months ago, we closed a deal together with Etihad. So Etihad is the national airline of the UAE, and it's also, I say it's a first of its kind deal. So they are the first airline really entered into esports, the first global airline. You had some like low-cost airlines in Asia, so but they're the first ones, and obviously it was really interesting for them, just because of the fact that they are kind of the first airline within the space. So in esports, it's a lot about acceptance. It's a lot about just like entering the scene as a first mover. It's something what I also learned from BMW is like the people. I mean, for me as a gamer, I by my own. I'm exactly the guy that I would say brands want to reach. Right? I'm 30 now. I'm a gamer. Okay, I also become a father like 1 year ago, so I'm kind of in this audience, right? And for me, just that the brand accept gaming, right, accept what I'm loving, it's a really big thing. And obviously, when you look back then, like 3 or 4 years ago, it also was something new that car brands entered the scene, right? So it was something new, it was something special, but now it's kind of, I don't want to say it's normal, but it's kind of, yeah, they're all in, right? It's Mercedes, BMW, Nissan, Toyota. Nearly all car brands are in. I mean, except a Volkswagen a bit. I don't know what they are doing, but I mean, I'm fine with that. So, and what we're trying to do with Etihad, right? It's obviously, it's easier to activate them because they're a big help for us, right? It's an authentic partner because my players, they're traveling around the world, and obviously Etihad is taking care of them. Now, I mean, obviously it also saves me a lot of costs because especially our daughter team, they're just flying business class around the world. So obviously it's a help in a lot of ways, right? And even for our small teams. So they're just taking care of us. I mean, they can fly business class, and it's a really easy story to tell for a brand, right? So, and especially our small teams never flew business class before. We even also will do something really cool with their first class products and everything. It's just we show our audience how they're taking care of our players. On the other hand, there are also things like what is Etihad, what they are doing, right? So, and there's also like interesting, we released a video like 1 week ago, and I hope, yeah, can you? Okay, because the YouTube link is not working here. Obviously, that's not the quality of the video. Yeah, I mean, idea there is our players visited the Etihad Aviation training facility. So they already did the same with, I mean, they're one of their main football teams with Man City. But within esports, within gaming, it was something new because, I mean, there was no team that did that before. So, okay, that's, I hope it's working with sound.
We're gonna find out who the best pilot is, so let's go. Non-operative?
It's for this.
It's non-operative.
Oh yeah. I mean, it says demo on your back.
We are going to simulate an emergency door operation. The captain announces over the PA, this is the captain, evacuate, evacuate.
So, how about you guys try opening the door?
All right, let's do it.
This is the captain, evacuate, evacuate.
What do I scream?
Seatbelts off.
Seatbelts off!
Leave everything.
Leave everything!
Slide is inflated, stand back. And
Get out, boys, get out! Leave, run for your lives!
All right, I'm gonna do my jump. Hopefully first and last time.
lean forward, lean forward.
Woohoo!
Good luck. Yeah.
Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. That's
Bravo! Good luck.
lean forward, lean forward, lean forward.
Woohoo!
You're right. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. It's okay.
This is Maroon, and I'll see you on the other side.
Lean forward, lean. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Well done.
Welcome to the Etihad Airways Training Academy. I'm Captain Matt, and I'd like to welcome you to the A380 in particular. Today we're going to take the boys in the sim and see how good their gaming skills really are.
We're about to fly the Airbus A380, and I think I'm gonna do just fine because I have a great pilot. He showed me around a bit more, so I'm excited. In comparison to everyone else, I feel like I'm gonna be above average, so I'm hoping for the best and hoping to follow instructions very closely. Good luck, and I hope we survive this.
Okay, so here we are. We're in New York on, this is runway 31 left, heading towards Manhattan. As we said, we're going to take this up to 25%. From 25%, it's 2 clicks to take off power. And then once I'll call you rotate.
Okay.
We're going to pull back, and we're just going to aim for this 10-degree line.
Got it.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, it's enough. I mean, if you want to see the rest, you have to go to our YouTube channel. So yeah, I don't think we can watch it now like 15 minutes. So I just wanted to give you an impression what we're kind of doing with them. Obviously, it's like, I won't say maybe looks like for us or for you nothing special, right? But I mean, doing content like this for our audience, it's special because I mean they're not really used to that they're seeing such a kind of content with our players, right? But on the other hand, obviously, I'm a big fan, and we are a big fan on doing, let's say, crazy stuff or not normal stuff. So how we normally pitch, or how I normally pitch to brands is, so I never sending out like random price tags. I don't even have that because for us it's like I'm creating packages, and that's really connected to the brand. And for example, for an Etihad, right, it's like they're giving us such huge value with their brand, also with the products they offer us, right? I mean, for all these endemic brands like Logitech, Razer, obviously I would charge more. In the end, they give me some mice, some nice keyboards. Cool, right? But in the end, Etihad is like, they're taking care of our players. It's such a cool story to tell. The next thing we will do next year with them. So it's basically, so that's what I pitched to Etihad. Now we actually buffed that a bit. So idea was to do the highest LAN party in the world in the plane. So actually I pitched it with 10 seats, 10 notebooks, and the Guinness World Record. And now we changed that idea a bit. Now we will have 300 seats, 300 notebooks, and it's still a world record, but Etihad just wanted to have also the biggest LAN and the highest LAN party in the world. So that's the idea. We will have a live stream in the plane, adding some of our influencers, our content creators, and yeah, everything will be broadcasted live on Twitch, right? And that's, I can tell you, nobody did that before, and I love stuff that nobody did before, and I think it will go viral, and so on social media, everyone will talk about it, right? And that's for me brand positioning, how you have to be in the space, right? Authentic with cool ideas, just doing crazy stuff, right? And I mean, that's also, I think, how we get actually deal with Etihad, even if we, in a global pandemic still at the moment, right? So just talking about the future for us, right? So if you're wondering how many partners we have at the moment, it's Etihad, and then the other one is called 2454. It's basically the media zone from Abu Dhabi, so I would say a bit the government, right? So, and I recently signed a new client for us. Sadly, we're not announced it yet, so I'm not allowed to tell you the name, but it's a real estate company, one of the biggest in the United Arab Emirates. I think it's also a first of its kind deal because as far as I know, there are not that many real estate companies in the scene at the moment. I think there's not a single one. So just to show you a bit how we're pitching them, it's not just real estate, it's also, they have schools, there's an educational part, they have malls, they have hotels. Focus is really on the educational side and on the real estate one. So basically we start together with them on the grassroots. So they have 15 schools where we implement like on a really easy way. So you not just can choose then after school, you have a lot of after school workshops, right? and then, I mean, beginning of next year, they also can choose esports. The parents are already really happy about it because actually somebody is watching at their childs while they're on the internet, while they're playing games. Obviously, at the beginning, we will not do shooting games like Counter-Strike and PUBG. I mean, I would do it, but obviously it's not the best for starting in schools with some shooting games. But we have to start somewhere, right? And then especially in the region where I mean, that's something that's still missing in Germany, in my opinion. This really grassroots work where we start at the beginning. There's some really cool projects in Scandinavian countries where football clubs combining esports and football because they have a lot of problems to getting new young players on board, new young kids, right? So we will start in the schools and creating an academy together, and then obviously we organize like a clash between the schools, and in the end you can win an internship with us. And in the higher classes we will start like some small esports management courses, like from the age from 16 to 18, and all these at the end, when they finish the school, they have to pitch to us like an esports tournament for the smaller courses, right, where they're playing against where the academy is playing against each other, just combining the products a bit. And actually, we had a test run, and I mean, the most of the students obviously were amazed, and I think esports will be the most visited after-school workshop in their schools. But on the other hand, we also need to create obviously some products for the real estate. So at the moment, I hired some building teams, so it was really interesting to create like a new residential project they're working at the moment in. There's a mall included and everything. So idea is there. So they have to build these building teams will create a mall, right? And in the mall we will do a competition for like 200 people, and the shop plots will be empty there. So there will be no shops in the mall, but we will do a competition in the mall. So, and then the idea is that the challenge is they have to create something what they connect to gaming and to the client, right? It could be everything. They can create everything, but in the end, the winner, the winning plot will be built in real life within the mall by end of next year. So we're not doing just something we're not doing just things online. We also bring it to our offline world, just to show also, I mean, for me it's really important to show the community, and also, I mean, the people that not into gaming, hey, we just do different things, right? And it's also just on another acceptance level. And the winners, obviously, we work together with Etihad there. The winners, I mean, they could be from everywhere. They could be from North America, they could be from China. Nah, maybe not from China, let's see, I don't even know if they're playing Minecraft. From Southeast Asia, from everywhere, obviously, the winners will fly business class to Abu Dhabi, and we will open this plot together. And the plot will be next to our brand new training facility. That brings us to the next point, what we're doing together. I mean, again, I'm valuing partnerships, not just based on money. So for us, the basic idea where we started was basically doing something in schools, doing something in the malls with real estate. Now the idea is they will create us our own training facilities. You might know them. I mean, Liquid, Navi, 100 Thieves, they all have, right, really cool esports training facilities, but they're also really expensive. So, I mean, for us, it's with Etihad, and now we have this real estate company, it helps us. I mean, that's for me, let's see, maybe there's a more valuable, a client that maybe can add even more value, but I think that's the most, let's say, it's really expensive if you have to pay everything by your own, like a facility and flights and everything. It helps us a lot, right? It's an authentic partner, and of course we need to, I don't want to build just a normal facility. Idea is to create the world's first sustainable esports facility together, right? So I think it's a really cool idea. There will be also like electric, hopefully maybe we will get a car brand in the future. I mean, I used to work for BMW in the past, but yeah, let's see. Obviously we will creating there some charging stations in front. It will be called the iSpawn, right? Spawning is basically where, when you play a computer game where your character comes to life. So yeah, that's actually how we do esports, how we value partners, and it's also how we envision it, right? So not accepting everyone, I think it's difficult for esports teams, right? Because actually, when you look at the revenue side of things, I would say for esports teams, it's still 70 to 75% it's sponsorship money, right? So it's hard to be so selective, but in the end, I mean, COVID kind of helped us not, right? We started right before the pandemic, so it's maybe, I mean, it was definitely not the best time to start an esports organization, to be honest, right? But now we just waited, we were patient, we were not accepting betting partners, and now, because if I would accept a betting partner, I can tell you Etihad would be not our partner today, right? And so we can tell this authentic story, also can tell a really authentic story with the real estate partner, right? And even when we announced Abu Dhabi as our partner, right? I mean, it's from the political side of things, it's a really critical region, right? People are critical, but we engaged before in this region. 4 of our players are from the region, and I think over all channels we had 4 negative feedbacks. When we announced Etihad, I mean, there was 0 negative feedback, and I think it will be the same with the real estate company, right? We're just showing our audience how much value they're giving us with the facility. We're helping actively in schools, so right, we're just trying to integrate them on a really authentic way, and that's for me the most important thing. I mean, he left the room, but he mentioned it before. It's like be authentic in the scene, right? And you can get a lot. You can get a lot back from the community. If you're just doing like normal spots, like I mean, just holding a keyboard, doing this, and say, hey, yeah, that's the best keyboard, or even what's the point with energy drinks, right? It's a bit hard to sell that they're really giving you energy and that you're better in the game, right? I mean, that's let's say maybe it's true. I don't think so, but let's see. Now, yeah, that's it from my side. If you have any question, feel free to ask me anything. Okay, there's already some. Yeah?
So Christoph, many other teams are, especially in esports, are thinking about them. Well, so I don't have to shout. So, is this thing on? I don't know.
Yeah.
So many brands, so many teams in esports are thinking of themselves more like lifestyle brands, like 100 Thieves or FaZe Clan and so on. Do you and your team see yourself more developing into this direction, or maybe having a crossover with the guys from Man City, for instance? So what's your take on that?
That's a good question. I mean, I would lie if I would say it's not interesting for us, right? So, I mean, it's definitely we look into. Something we look into, but for us, for the beginning now, I mean, what means beginning? I mean, we started 2 years ago, but then, I mean, it was like a 1-year break, right? I think it's even, it was a longer break, right? I mean, all partnership negotiations ended, so, I mean, there was nothing. We had some online leagues. Obviously, a lot of people said, yeah, esports still going on, and they're doing well. I mean, we managed it, everything was good. I mean, at the end of the day, we are backed from some multi-millionaire players, so everything was fine with that. But for now, it's not our focus. We just want to, the first thing for us is to become a competitive global esports org. At the moment, we have 1 top-tier Dota team, in my opinion, and 1 top-tier PUBG Mobile team. I think we want to have at least 2 other top teams globally, and then the next step for us, it's also focusing a bit more on lifestyle, on merchandise and everything. I mean, we have jerseys, we have hoodies already, but let's say I'm okay with it, but that's not the end of that's definitely not the end of the road. But I think we will just do everything step by step, and especially, I mean, everything slowed down because of COVID, and now for us it's really like competitive esports, bringing good results, and yeah, also of course making our partners happy with some funny activations.
Cool, thanks.
So thank you very much. Curious, because I love your idealism.
Yeah.
What weighs higher? If you, a couple of years from now, have to make the choice about realizing your ambition of being global competitive brands or staying true to the partners you bring in, are you ready to change your ambition to not compromise that?
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, it's also a bit, we just recently merged kind of with the other entity, right? And there's also an investment behind it, right? So there's a lot of money involved. I mean, esports orgs, I mean, when you're just looking sometimes at these Forbes valuation lists, I mean, if it's true or not, that's another story. But obviously, we're a bit lucky with the investment behind us because they I mean, it's from the region, so they kind of have the same vision, right? Long-term partnerships. For me, an ideal case, for example, I mean, I'm not a fan of FC Bayern Munich, but I think Adidas and them, or Audi and them, I mean, they're even shareholders, right? They're long-time partners. They're kind of, for me, they just, that's two brands that fits, right? And for me, it's unbelievable that Nike goes in. It's just like, I mean, they're doing it quite well, right? So, and that's an ambition that I have by my own. Maybe even, I mean, Etihad, the real estate company, is also quite wealthy, so maybe they even will become our partners on an investment level, right? That's my ideal scenario, right? I think as long as, I think for the next 2 years, I think we can go with this vision we have. So obviously we don't know if it works out, right? I mean, this vision not changed from before COVID. So we're not accepting betting, we're not accepted alcohol, and it was easy for us. I can tell you as a Dota team, especially when you're on top, it's nothing special to get a betting team on board. It's like it's a weekly email from a Chinese betting company or from another betting company, and it's like the tickets are more than 1 million in average, right? From the money you get. But we just said, hey, we're doing fine. I mean, that's all. I mean, not all the esports teams are in these luxury positions because our players were so successful, won a lot of money, right? And that's also why we can live this vision, right? For other teams, I completely understand why they go with betting, because in the end you have to monetize. It's a business, right? So let's say I don't know what's happening in 3, 4, or 5 years. I think if we continue with this way, and it's also, for example, I'm also fine with just having Etihad now, because obviously they're a good partner. They're giving us flights. I mean, there are other things they give us, obviously. So, and it's kind of we're doing quite well also with the new one, and I think the strategy works out, and all the partnerships we close, it's really long term. Even the agreement we have with the media zone in Abu Dhabi is for the next 10 years, right? And it also gives us like a lot of bonuses, right? With visas, flights, even housing and everything, what we can use down there. So at the moment, our vision works quite well, right? And I mean, if I can, obviously, I hopefully I can do it the next 10 years in the same way, but you never know. But at the moment, you have a lot of crypto companies entering the scene at the moment. I mean, they're also quite wealthy. They're giving you a lot of money, but even that is something where we're really critical about it. I mean, there's the environmental perspective, and there's also a thing, I don't want that one of my fans is losing money because of us, right? Obviously, it's their choice at the end of the day if they're buying a Bitcoin or one of the other crypto thingies. But in the end, I promoted it, and maybe he lost money, right? But for example, in the crypto blockchain thing, it's already really difficult for us internally, because on the other side, it's really interesting, it's futuristic, but on the other hand, there's the community, and they're really critical about it. There's my idea, if we ever would have a crypto partner, you need to explain the community a bit more about it. And I mean, I don't want to fanboying Liquid at the moment. They just announced a crypto partner yesterday, and they tried it in a really good way, and it's one of the best announcement videos for it was with Coinbase I ever seen. So it was really cool, it was really creative, and it was, let's say it was not a 100% shitstorm, it was just 50-50, but it was still, you had a lot of negative comments, right? Because the people, they don't have, it's something new, right? People don't have a lot of knowledge about it. So let's see where the race goes. At the moment, it's working quite good, and also the feedback that we're getting even from luxury brands, we're talking to some of them, because the region is a bit interesting for them where we are at the moment. So it's like they're liking, obviously, that we don't have betting, don't have alcohol, right? I don't want to say we are brand safe. Let's say we are 90% brand safe at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 questions. First one, how many people work for Nigma in the back office and to activate this kind of big sponsorship deals, or working with agency who are doing it? And second question, You said the Bayern Munich example, and you obviously know that it's pretty critical at the moment with the Qatar Airways stuff.
Yeah.
So are you somehow scared that this kind of thing can happen to you also with the Etihad and United Emirates stuff? And how would you face this as an organization when you go global and this region is like critically seen in your fan base as well?
Yeah, I mean, two good questions. I mean, first question is basically, I mean, we started with, I mean, including the players, was 15 people, right, two years ago. I mean, we're hiring a lot at the moment, so it's, but actually we have a team of 30 people without the players, right, from content, social media, I mean everything. So, and we will grow until I think January, February, it will be 50 to 60 people, I mean, working permanently for us. So, I mean, there's also like a parent company of us, it's called Galaxy Racer. They're more content creation side of things. Obviously, we can use their resources as well. Yeah, Galaxy is basically, they are our content creation side of things, and we are competitive esports, right? I mean, content creation, something for me, I'm not the biggest fan, so a happy day doing it. So they have like, at the moment, they have 330 million subscribers together, all the influencers from in the just Arabic speaking and and also in Southeast Asia. The second question about this critical part, I mean, obviously, I know, I mean, the partnership between FC Bayern Munich and Qatar, I mean, it's really critical at the moment about that. I mean, but for us, it's different. So we announced Abu Dhabi, right? I mean, as our global headquarter, and because 4 of our players, they living in the region or they have roots there, and we also had a lot of like grassroots tournaments. We run a lot of grassroots tournaments for Dota, for PUBG Mobile. So we already did something in the region before, and our global audience was aware of it, right? So they knew it before, and our nickname in the Twitch chat is the 80% halal team. So, I mean, it's kind of they know where we are coming from, and that also was the reason. I mean, honestly, I expected a bit of a bigger shitstorm when we announced Abu Dhabi as our partners, but there was like, let's say across all of our channels, maybe 10 negative comments, right? So it was not like we not got a huge shitstorm for it. So I mean, honestly, also because we engage in the reason and why we choose Abu Dhabi as our headquarter. I mean, you have Qatar, right? You have Saudi, you have also Dubai, right? And obviously, if we maybe would choose one of these places for our headquarter, the critical feedback would be a bit higher, right? I mean, there's also a reason why we went with Abu Dhabi, and I can tell you the region is growing, and there were some more offers on the table for us, even moving to Saudi, even moving to Qatar, right? And when we announced Etihad, I mean, there was zero negative feedback because we told the story, our headquarters there, right? I mean, that's our home base. I'm actually in the process of moving there. I mean, I'm already kind of living there. So it's an authentic story, right? It's our home base. We are from there. We position us as a Middle Eastern brand. So there was like, I mean, for the Etihad, I think there was zero negativity within the community, right? Because first of its kind deal, they're giving so much value. I can tell you we will have a really funny GoPro video in the future where they, Etihad, they have like a really crazy product. It's called the first class cabin or something like that. You have like your own sleeping room and the bathroom in the plane, right? So, and I mean, the players will go crazy. I mean, there's a video, the players just went crazy after they saw that. They just entered, I mean, they're just expecting, yeah, flying business class. I mean, that's also something special, but you're not expecting like getting like your own living in the bedroom in the plane, right? And just telling the story how well Etihad handles our player and accept them on the highest level. I mean, for our community, it's enough, and I think it will be enough for every other one, right? If Emirates goes in, I think because this airline field is that new, right? And we are not football, we are esports, and just what I mentioned before, just accepting it, I think still works. I think especially in the airline sector at the moment. Maybe for other brands, maybe for other sectors not, but for this, I mean, it's something new, right? People go crazy about if, I don't know, I was hoping back then that Lufthansa maybe would be interested in doing something, but I think we have to wait on 10 years or something like that before they do something.
Thank you.